Okay, now what I want to do is I want to turn all the zip codes we've collected into some analysis that can be useful, specifically of just showing of store concentration domestically. So I want to make a slide that has a graph showing all of Trader Joe's store locations here. So let me go back to our Python environment that we have. We have this nice list of zip codes. I'm going to add a new section. Let me close this to open up some room. I'm going to add a new section and I'm going to call this section location map. Locations or yeah, location map. And I'm going to import a new block of code. I'm going to make a new block of code, and then I'm going to import some graphing libraries. I'm going to enter GeoPython geocoders, and then I'm going to import Nominatium, which will allow us to be able to convert zip codes to longitude and latitude, which will be very important for what we're wanting to do. And then I want to create, I want to import Folium, which is a nice mapping library that we can use. So I have those libraries imported. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a geolocator, and that is just going to be equal to Timium. And then I'm going to specify that the user agent's just going to call that my geocoder. Make sure that runs fine. I'm going to make a list of latitudes. And then I'm going to make a list of longitudes. So this is where the latitude and the longitude of our zip code data will be stored. Then I'm going to make a list for zip code in zip codes. I want location is going to be equal to geolocator dot geocode zip code, plus make sure that we add in that we're specifying that all these zip codes are just in the United States, so that's important for it to know. Then we're going to get our latitude list that we have, and we want to append it to that list with our location dot latitude, and then our location dot latitude, and then our longitudes dot append location dot longitude. And just for fun, let's print out these just so we can see our progress, because we are going to be basically converting over 500 different zip codes to longitude and latitude format using using a library, so that is going to take a while. So it's always nice to have a sense that it is working correctly so we can see our progress. Oops, and I misspelled zip codes. Let me see. Okay, I think that's just supposed to be latitude, not latitudes. And same goes for down here as well. Okay, so here we are getting a list of all of our latitudes and longitudes for our different zip codes. I'm going to pause the recording because this also can take a while. Okay, now that we have our list of latitudes and longitudes for all the zip codes, we can go ahead and now make our map. So I am just going to make a map equal to folium dot map. I'll see what the default location is. I'll do zoom. We'll start equal to 4. Oops. Let's make sure that's right. Let's just see how that looks right now. Okay, that's a little bit big. I want something more that's just domestic. So let me just add in the location. The United States, that's 39 degrees. Latitude, -98. Longitude. Hopefully that gives us, okay, that gives us a much better picture. Okay, so we have our map. Now we want to add our store locations to our map. So I'm going to add a for loop for lat and long and zip code in, do zip latitude longitudes and zip codes. We want to add some elements to this graph that we just made. So let's do circle markers and their location. It's going to equal lat and long. Okay, that's some good parameters there. And let's also add pop-ups, which will be equal to the zip code. And we want to add that to our map. So what this loop is doing is it's going through all of our latitude, longitudes, and zip codes, kind of like if this was just a data frame. And it's making a location, it's adding a circle marker at the given latitude and longitude, and it's also giving it a pop-up with the zip codes. So if I run that, you'll see now we have our store locations. And we can zoom in on places, and if I click on them, we get the pop-up of the zip code. Now, if you want to make this even better or more cool, you can add like titles, maybe a store title or something there. Not worrying about that for right now. I just want this simple map, and this is really all that I would want is just this. Now, these circles are a little bit big, so why not? I want to edit the radius of these circles, and I'll just make them equal to 1. Okay, that's a lot better now. And this is great for a map like this if we want to show the entire United States. Let's say like though, if we zoomed in on the New York area, now things get crowded. In this case, it would actually, if we were looking at a specific area like New York, it might be a little bit nicer to have these be a little bit bigger. And but I want to keep them at 1 for right now. I want to give them a color. Or actually first, let's see if fill equals true, if that does anything to them. Okay, so yeah, that fills them in. let's say like if I just make this color equal to red. Okay, cool, that automatically fills in the color. So what I want to do though is I want to get this to be the same color as our standard colors in PowerPoint. So let me go back to PowerPoint. I can do the blue. I think I want to use the red just because it's a little bit higher contrast. So let me get the hexadecimal for that. And then if I plug that in here, you'll see that now I get the same red color as I did over here. You'll notice too, like if I change this to any of our colors, I don't know, this green color for instance, and then copy the hexadecimal and go back up here and paste the hexadecimal in for color, it makes it green. So I really like this library a lot just because how easy it is to work with and annotate, and you can see like the colors, it takes colors really easily. It's a lot more friendly than Matplot. So I don't think I'm just going that it gives me the option that I can just take that screenshot in Python and just directly paste it into our slide. So let me change the color back to that. That's going to get an error. Oh, let's see. Oh, that is very interesting. Wow. That's actually kind of cool. I kind of like that. I have to experiment more with translucent colors. But if we run that again, okay, there we go. And then I want to keep the radius at 1. Um, let's see. What if I do zoom level 5? That's a little bit too close. Let me do zoom level 4. Really like that. Okay. Now I'm just going to take a screenshot of this. When you press Windows key Shift S, if you're on a Windows, this allows you to take a nice screenshot of your screen, and it'll automatically copy that to the clipboard. And get rid of this, drag this over, press paste, and there we go. We have our map of Trader Joe's stores. Let me put the source of this data really quick. Where did we get this from? Okay, so I'll keep that as the source. Okay, let's see, and then be creative with whatever insight you want to take from this map. I am just going to say Trader Joe's is highly Trader Joe's should expand into the Midwest, or actually, sorry, should extend into the, what is this area called over here? Let me look that up. I think this is like the Rocky area. Perhaps. Let me look. Here is a map of different geographical regions. So Pacific Mountains, southwest, maybe Rocky area. Just going to say Mountain West region. Expand into the Mountain West region of the United States because it does not have a high concentration of stores in that region. Okay, I'll say Trader Joe's has the highest concentration of stores along both of the coasts. Expanding into the Mountain West region could provide untapped, how would I say this? An untapped market, could be a unsaturated market, be an unsaturated, or is an unsaturated, how about this? The Mountain West region is an unsaturated region for Trader Joe's, giving it potential to bring in more revenue. Expanding into this region would also help Trader Joe's establish itself as a national brand along with Kroger and Albertsons, or I'll just leave it along with Kroger and Walmart. Could Okay, but there we go. That is the end of our web scraping analysis. For Trader Joe's, this is just a really simple example. I didn't do too much with this data, nor did I really provide that much of a shocking analysis out of it, but I hope that you really see the potential that this has. For instance, if we did this, if we also say scraped Kroger's data and Walmart stores data, it'd be really interesting to see where there are holes in the market. And then if we did something like and combined that with, say, population by different state, which we actually looked at earlier on the Wikipedia, on the other video on the Wikipedia page, maybe we could find populations by state. We could look at areas where there is high, we could make a map of areas that have very high populations. However, we could quickly see where there's a low concentration of competitors. And if we can make a map that identified those areas that would be very useful for, say, if Trader Joe's was looking to expand. But that's it for this assignment. Hope that you found this exercise to be fun.